Breaking news now. U.S. officials have requested that Russia unfreeze funds meant for Ukraine. According to U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine's recovery Penny Pritzker, frozen Russian sovereign assets could play a significant role in helping Ukraine recover from the devastating conflict with Russia. The Russians ought to be contributing to the recovery, after all the damage they've done to Ukraine, Pritzker said at a press conference on Wednesday. The statement emphasizes the United States' position and its intention to utilize these resources in support of Ukraine's reconstruction. It's never going to happen, experts in Ukraine say. A Ukrainian legal expert, however, has expressed doubt about the feasibility of such a plan. According to Kyiv-based legal think tank Institute of Legislative Ideas director and analyst Tetiana Kuter, Russia should not only contribute to the recovery of Ukraine, but compensate all the victims of this war for the damage and suffering, she said in an interview with 1945 on Thursday. But as long as justice is held ransom by the legal shortcomings and fear of developed countries for their financial interests, that will never happen. Unfortunately, after 1.5 years of full-scale invasion, the U.S. has not shown its leadership in matters related to the use of Russian sovereign assets. Despite some efforts, the EU does not want to risk their financial stability all on their own, especially since they have not received support from the United States. So, the only way to remove the worry about legal and financial risks is for all G7 members to act together and move the frozen funds into a single fund. It'll be possible to invest the funds, earn a return of $2 billion to $3 billion per year, and send the proceeds onto Ukraine as soon as possible. The recovery will cost everyone except Russia as long as the United States delays making or at least backing tough choices. Arguing in favor of using dormant funds. In response to Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Western nations froze roughly $300 billion in Russian sovereign assets. Demands have been made for efficient use of these funds to aid Ukraine's road to recovery and stability. On Wednesday, Pritzker said, legally, how one gets that done is something that's being worked on, indicating that discussions and planning to navigate the legalities and logistics of allocating these frozen funds are still ongoing. Consequences on a global scale, as support grows for reallocating the frozen assets to help the Ukrainian government, opinions among countries and financial institutions diverge. The European Central Bank and other organizations have voiced reservations about the legitimacy and consequences of such a step. This stark contrast in outlook highlights the difficulty of navigating the financial and legal landscapes in international affairs. Ukraine deserves our support as it rebuilds. Both lives and property have been lost in the conflict in Ukraine, and the economy and infrastructure have been severely damaged. The World Bank estimated in September 2014 that it could take as much as $349 billion to rebuild Ukraine. Although some see unfreezing Russian sovereign assets as a step toward shared responsibility and international cooperation in aiding Ukraine's post-war reconstruction, the move is far from being uncontroversial or imminent. Originally from the United States, British journalist Georgia Gilhally has contributed to publications such as Newsweek, The Times of Israel, and The Spectator. In his writings, Gilhally explores the intersection of global politics, culture, and academia.